Let's get into some shite. Hello, folks. Welcome to the Out of Tune Podcast. My name is Rick. I'm the podcast guy, the guy that hangs out in this little dank podcast hole almost every week, pretty much every week. Been doing it for a while. You know, and this is, I'm almost at 2 years on this podcast. So how you feeling? How you doing? We are getting ready. I don't think we're not yet into summer, but we're getting there. We're close. I think we could just go ahead and say it's the summer season, right? We still got a few days before it's officially summer. So far here in Atlanta, hot Atlanta, that some people like to call it, it's been pretty mild. We haven't had it's not been too bad. But that will go away. It'll kick in and it's going to be miserable. It always is. It's just part of being here in Atlanta. But that's okay. What about where you are? What's going on? You got a comfortable place to kind of hang out? You got summer plans? What are you doing for your summer? Well, let's talk about this. I've talked about this on the podcast for a while. I feel like recently I have kind of felt like the podcast lost its way. It's kind of been sort of like stumbling around in the dark. When I started the podcast way back 2 years ago, I kind of wanted to do a certain type of podcast, really a continuation of the podcast I was doing at the time with Sherry Brown called This Epic Disaster. And I wanted to make it a little more personal, solo podcast, but kind of keep the same kind of feel to it. Sort of a morning radio, entertainment, chatty, maybe occasionally some interviews. And that's been my goal for a while. I do feel like in the past, let's just say few months, I just feel like the podcast sort of lost its way. It's just been kind of coasting. I feel like when I first started, I was doing what I wanted to do, and then I just kind of was just like spinning my wheels. So I've decided I'm taking a break. I am going to put a little hiatus on the podcast, and I'm going to see what's going on. Going to kind of retool everything. See if is it worth continuing? Is it worth going on anymore? I don't know. It could be that it's run its course. I really don't know the answer to it. When you do podcasting, I feel like it's always a good thing to have opinions. And I feel like the older that I'm getting, the less I'll say that I'm having these strong opinions. I just don't, whatever. I mean, I have some strong opinions about politics and maybe religion or something, but nobody wants to hear that on a podcast, so I kind of leave that off. But as far as just like general life things, I don't complain quite as much as I used to. My wife might disagree about that, but I don't. It's just I like to coast. I'm kind of a laid back person. And I don't have a lot of stuff that happens in my life that's worth running here and getting behind the microphone and reporting on. So I just feel like, for a while I've just had to kind of create content, which is nothing wrong with that. That's fine. But it just, I feel like that it just kind of become a thing that I'm just doing. I won't say out of obligation because I don't feel obligated to do it, but it just don't. At least for me, I feel like the interesting parts of the podcast have kind of gone away. You can let me know what you think about it. I would like for you to let me know what you think about it, because I'm going to spend next few months, kind of deciding where I want to go with the podcast, if I want to go with the podcast. But if so, where I want to go, what I want to do with it. I'm kind of going to, if I do, I'm going to probably go back to some of my original ideas, and we'll see if that works. But right now, I don't know. What do you think? Is it done? Should I quit? You enjoy it? You got some feedback? You can tell me what you want to hear, what you don't. Here's the thing. In the 2 years that I've been doing this, maybe I've gotten 3 letters, emails, a half a phone call, and that's it. So I have, that's fine. But I have no feedback. I don't even know. I know that, I would say the listener numbers have dropped a bit, which I understand. So it's just a kind of a point where you just want to stand back and go, is this worth doing? Should I keep going with it? And if so, what? What do I do? How should I? What's working? What's not working? So here's what you could do to help me out. You could send me an email, rick@outatune.com. If you want to go that direction, just tell me what you think. What's been working? What have you enjoyed? What haven't you enjoyed? If you don't want to go that direction, you could go to our contact page on our website, which is outatune.com, and you can send me some kind of feedback that way, and you could do that completely anonymous. You don't have to send your name. You don't have to send your email. So if you want to be as raw and as honest as you want to, and you don't want me to know where it comes from, that's a way you could do it. So any of that kind of stuff from you would be helpful, would be appreciated, and will be useful. Here's what I think. That's going to happen. Is I really believe that I will, because I love podcasting. Been doing it for a long time. Started in 2013. And I've been doing it since, and I love doing it. And I really like this podcast, but before I continue, I just feel like I need to kind of figure out if it's worth doing. So I'm going to just spend some time doing some kind of planning and studying and reading and deciding if, what new stuff I can add, what old stuff I can throw away, just if it's worth doing at all. And all of that I'll be doing in the next few months. And then I'll come back probably in the fall, and we'll do it again, maybe. There's still that possibility between now and then that I'll just look at and go, no, it's just not working. It's not even worth bringing back. So all that will be determined in the next few weeks, next few months, and we'll go from there. But I think I could bet that I'll be doing some sort of a podcast, even if I just do it. I don't see a reason to do a totally different podcast. I am thinking of maybe doing a limited podcast between now and then, that I kind of just do like a few episodes and put up about a specific topic. But anyway, so yeah, it's kind of weird thinking about it, but as far as even like ending the podcast, that's got to happen at some point. I'm not sure now's the time for that. It might be, but if not, someday that'll happen. What I hope is I could kind of do some planning, strengthen it, put some new stuff in it, come up with some new ideas, and then come back in the fall with a stronger podcast. That's my intention. So hopefully you'll come back. I'd like to try to get a few more listeners. I'm not that much listener oriented. I like, obviously you want to have listeners if you do a podcast, but I'm not obsessed with that. I watch the numbers. I'm okay with it. You always want to have more. So yeah. What do you think? What's your opinion? I'd like to hear. We still have the listener line 678 it's not in front of me. Sorry. The listener. It's on the website, outatune.com. You can see it. I don't have the number in front of me and I forgot it. All right. That's a good way to end it, I guess. So here's a weird thing. I was planning on doing this for a few days. I sort of had it in my head. I was like, yeah, I think now's the time to talk about it. And I had it planned and I was getting ready to do it today. And then I read that Marc Maron decided today to announce that he's no longer going to be doing WTF, his great podcast, which is one of my very early influences in a podcast. And he's pulling the plug on his after 16 years. So he kind of stole my thunder. You know, I was going to announce it. I was waiting for America to just be crushed about it and cry. Now they're upset about WTF. He like jumped in and came in front of me and made the announcement for his, you know, that's the way it goes in podcast land. But yeah, I wish Marc Maron good luck. It's a slot. Everybody can kind of move up, man. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe I could do a podcast called WTF and start. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay. Well, this is a short podcast, right? Because I'm just saying this and not saying goodbye just yet. But who knows? Maybe I'll come back. Maybe it'll be maybe there'll be somebody else on the show. Who knows? I'm open to almost anything at this point. I like the idea of kind of seeing what new things might work. So that's what I'll be doing. All right. Shall we stop it? Shall we say goodbye? Yeah. Let's say goodbye. Say goodbye now. Thanks for everybody who's been hanging out for a long, long time. And let's see if we can do it again later. Well, I didn't spill anything, but broke the podcast.